What's going on, football fans? Miss me, your boy Larry B here. Join me live on a beautiful Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon if you're talking to this gentleman over here on the East Coast. Ladies and gentlemen, man, this morning, I mean, seriously, this is like a little bit of 2020 that got speckled on 2021 right now, as fate would freaking have it. But here we are. I know it's not a full deck of cards. I know. I get it. But this is the best we can do right now, unfortunately. But hey, guys, we're going to make do with it. Really annoying, but it's all good. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, as you already can see, I am joined here by a diehard Colts fan. He's ready to rock and roll. No Bills as the moment, which sucks. We had some Bills fans, but unfortunately, the issue with the audio might have scared them away, which I don't blame them one bit. This freaking sucks, but it is what it is. So basically, we jumped on to do the show, and guess what? The audio decided to take a crap on Safari, which is what I'm using. And once again, thank you, StreamYard, for being so reliable. I'm just kidding. But is what it is. Things happen. And there we have it. So, like I said, we had our Bills fans. Unfortunately, they might rejoin us in a few minutes. I don't know. They might have just left, reset. I don't know. I have no idea. But unfortunately, that's pretty much how it went, and we kind of had a crappy start to the wild card. Regardless, it's all good. Like I said, we got our Bills fan over here doing his thing. Glad to have it. I'm sorry, our Colts fan over here doing his thing. Glad to have him here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming to the show first of hopefully many times. And he's hoping for many times because if they win this week, I'm inviting him back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming diehard Colts fan all the way from the source itself. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming, of course, Mr. Justin. How's it going, brother? How you doing today, man?
Hey, man, I'm so psyched to be here. I'm just glad I woke up today in time for this game, and I just happened to be checking my messages and saw you gave me a quick shout out, and I can't thank you enough for having me on your show, man. I appreciate it.
Well, it's great to have you, brother, and I am so excited to have you a part of this show today. It has been crap. I'll tell you right now, it's been pretty hard this day, but it's all good, man. I actually, my actual Bills fan that's very reliable, Miss Patty Bax, she's awesome. She's actually at the game right now. She sent me pictures.
Oh, man.
So I would love to have her here. And you know what? I hope it doesn't cut. Let's see here. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can actually. I'm gonna try really hard to see if we can get something. Get her actually in here for like a couple seconds just to show us from the stadium. How cool would that be?
That would be amazing. Let's do it.
See if we can do it. Fox, let me see. Can you give us a few seconds to see the stadium? Let's see if she does it, because she's awesome, and she's our actual. Trust me, she's on this show like all the time, so she will definitely. It would be great to see her pop in. So I sent her the link. Let's see if she pops in. But anyway, let's talk about this game here today, Justin. Your Colts, man. You guys have had quite the season. So usually I would do this. Introduce you and your opponent. Bring in the actual primetime face-off, this banner right here, and then, of course, put up the primetime face-off for Wild Card Weekend, which is this banner right here. But we're going to do it anyway. Usually I would do all that, but let's have some fun. Ladies and gentlemen, it's no primetime face-off today, but we are talking about the start of Wild Card Weekend as the Indianapolis Colts take on the Buffalo Bills. We are excited, ready to rock and roll. Justin, your team has been through some crap this year as well. But my gosh, man, we go back to last year. Andrew Luck literally retiring in like the third quarter or the second quarter, I believe, of the preseason in like the third game. What in the hell are you guys going to do? You guys, in my opinion, got a player who I think is the future of the franchise. You can tell me all you think about it, but Jacoby Brissett is a freaking beast. I would have him any day, okay, playing for the Raiders. That guy can make things happen. But then an old timer gets kicked from his old team, and gosh dang it, he ends up over there on the Colts. Justin, Phillip Rivers is the new quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. My goodness, man. And now you guys are in the wild card. I mean, walk us through the journey as a Colts fan the last year.
It was surreal, to be honest. Like that whole sequence that you just described, the preseason with Luck retiring, it was just insane. Like, and people were all upset because people were booing. And I was kind of both ways about it, like, because he kind of got booed off the field because it broke before he had the chance to announce it, of course. And I think that was just it. Like, it came out the wrong way. Somebody leaked it, and he meant to give his own kind of farewell about it, give his own perspective. And so it really just it shed a dark light on the whole franchise for a little while. And like you said, man, we had Brissett for a while, and I was still am a huge Jacoby Brissett fan. And even Andrew Luck was like, you guys are in good hands. You'll be good. And he was on fire to start the season. Then he got hurt. Then when he was trying to come back from being injured, his knee was just so messed up to the point. I mean, he still played, obviously, but you could tell he was not the same Jacoby that started the season. So the fact that he is still in our squad now, I love it because you could tell he's one of those locker room guys. Like, you want him on your team. And even if he's not starting for you, he's always down there in the end zone celebrating with the defense if they get a takeaway. If it's a touchdown, he's like the first one in the end zone. So to have a guy like that on our team, I think is super clutch. Not to mention that Frank Reich still has packages for him, which I think will come in the clutch today.
That's so man, that's so cool. By the way, y'all, the audio was a little crappy in the start of Justin's talk, but it's all good. It's smoothed out just in time. But yeah, I know you were talking about. I can kind of hear it through the clutter of the stupid shuddering through this app. But talking about booing, of course, you're talking about what happened with Andrew Luck and everything. But regardless, man, you guys have had a roller coaster, and now here you are, man. You guys are here. You're ready. This is it, man. The Colts, I mean, you're no stranger to the playoffs. You guys have been in and around the playoffs in the last decade. You guys have been there. I mean, the Super Bowl, of course, we've been to two of those in the last, my goodness, I can't say decade anymore because we're in 2021. So,
yep, it's been a while.
Really, I'm just saying, okay, you're not the Raiders. That's all I get. Not my team, all right? You actually know what the playoffs feel like and what a Super Bowl looks like, at least in the last 20 years. So you guys have really been a front runner this year. But okay, excuse me for saying this, Justin, and please don't take this in offense, but you've been a low-key front runner. You guys haven't necessarily been this muscle power.
Oh, you're right.
But you've done just enough to be good, to be on that relevant, like, good high level, even though it's like the bottom level of the top, in my opinion.
Right.
So tell us about that, man. What has it been like all year long with the punches? What has it been like as a Colts fan this year, and then to end up here today?
I mean, it's kind of quintessential being an Indianapolis fan. Just in general, like Pacers, Colts, like I'm not going to bring Pacers all the way into this, but like we've always been kind of mediocre. Now, granted, we were so spoiled in the Peyton Manning years. Like I don't think people around here, because I was a fan before we had Peyton Manning, and to have him and then to have Luck, like we were so spoiled. So we were always like in the conversation just because we had amazing quarterback play. And now the last couple of years, obviously, we kind of fell back like into the kind of mediocre. Like you said, we're still kind of in the mix, but not really in the conversation of the upper tier teams. So the fact that we're here now, I think, is just a testament to Chris Ballard, the fact that Jim Irsay went all in with Frank Reich when that whole kind of thing blew up with Grigson and Chuck Pagano. So I think we're on the path to having a really solid set of good years ahead of us. So the fact that we're here now is just, I think, icing on the cake for us. I think the fact that we do have Phillip Rivers, I was kind of apprehensive about bringing in an older guy, like you already mentioned, but he's been showing up. I mean, he's been balling out this year. He's tried to play within himself, not do too much. There's been a couple games where he's definitely, I think, tried a little too hard, but then he's kind of kept himself in check. So in his saying that he lives by, that nung chepi, that Latin phrase, begin again, I think is perfect for this team this season, where, he basically gets to begin again. And here we are, back in the wild card playoffs.
Dude, I love it. I'm loving the energy. I'm feeling it, man. Like, you guys are ready to go, man. We are less than 10 minutes away. Actually, no, we're 15 minutes away from kickoff. and you guys, man, are ready to rock and roll. But you know what? I like how you brought up a numerous amount of players. But can we talk about, in my opinion, kind of the X factor of the season for the Colts? And that's going to be that dang defense, man. That defense,
yes.
and I'm not going to say low key. That defense, for a lot of the time, no disrespect to Phillip Rivers and the offense, but that defense seriously carried you guys for at least half of the dang season, man, to keep you guys in games and enough to win them.
For sure. I mean, they were the reason why we were able to sweep the Texans. Like, we honestly should not have beat them twice, let alone once, because it came down to the final play where they were threatening literally right at the end zone for both games. Like, they were on the verge. In fact, the last game that we played them was probably the craziest because Deshaun Watson, who is the most insane X factor you could have almost on any team, throws the pass, completes it. The guy is right there close to the goal line, and then Darius Leonard wraps his super long, like, rubber man stretch arms, knocks it out, and then we recover it in the end zone. Like, that was the most insane thing ever. So you're exactly right. I think the defense overall, like the whole defense, is an X factor today. The fact that we picked up DeForest Buckner, the fact that we got Justin Houston on the interior line, we got the most underrated cornerback in the league in Kenny Moore. Like, people are sleeping on this guy. Like, he got snubbed in the All-Pro team. He got snubbed in the Pro Bowl, in my opinion, of course. But the guy is a beast. He's only as tall as me, and I'm only 5'9", but he is out there packing a punch, and he knows how to play the position like nobody. So I'm super excited to see how they do it. In fact, that's going to come – I think that's what it's going to come down to, because let's face it, Josh Allen is a beast. That offense is so explosive. Like, that's what worries me the most is, like, we got to limit the chunk plays. We got to make sure that we don't let them just go off. So if we can keep him in the pocket, if we can keep the plays in front of us, then I think we got a shot to make the upset today.
Man, I'm loving it. Okay, well, you already went into like a few of the couple questions I had for you coming up with the face-off, so I love it, man. Great job. We actually have our biggest, one of our biggest fans of IE Sports Radio. He is first member of the IE Sports Radio Hall of Fame 2 years ago, the first ever inductee into the IE Sports Radio Hall of Fame 2018. Yukio Uedima, of course, all the way from Japan right now, listening in. Japan, guys, Japan. It's 10 o'clock in the morning over here on the West Coast, so that means Yukio's listening at about 1 in the morning, guys. Yeah, this is a diehard, ladies and gentlemen. Yukio's listening at like 1 or 2 in the morning Japan time right now, and what can I say? He's awesome, man. So big ups to Taryn, by the way, also in the chat room. Good morning there. Have an awesome show. Hey, thank you very much. Of course, Yukio says good morning and happy wildcard weekend to gentlemen. Well, happy wildcard weekend to you too. He's a Steelers fan, by the way. So he's looking excited for, a good game coming up. And of course, Taryn will be coming up later on today. He's representing the Rams in the next face-off for the next game versus Seattle today. But okay, so with that, Justin, tell us, man, X factors we pretty much talked about, but I want to know, man, give me some X factors, or if you already talked about the defense today, what have you got to say for an X factor or X factors for this game? Who's going to help you guys win this thing if you are able to do it on the road?
Again, I hate to kind of sound cliche, but the team is basically, it's great because of the sum of its parts. Like, there's no one guy necessarily. Like I kind of mentioned, a lot of players on the defensive team. But I also want to give a quick shout out to Frank Reich, who is basically kind of like a legend in Buffalo. He was that guy who brought them all the way back in that 92 playoff game, coming off the bench, making that huge comeback. Then they went on to beat the Steelers after that. Like, it was a crazy thing for him to come to us. And then this whole sequence of events, like you said, the fact that we're here playing the Bills wildcard weekend, we had to have the Bills beat the Dolphins to even be here. So we owe them some thanks in a way, but at the same time, it's like, man, now we got to go and try and beat the team that basically got us into the playoffs. I mean, we had to win too, but the fact that we got to go and beat the Bills, who basically punched our ticket to even get in, I think is pretty special. But the big X factor for me is Frank Reich. You don't have many head coaches that are calling plays in the game. So if he can keep a level head, if he can keep that quarterback mindset, that aggressive mindset, and making sure he makes the proper adjustments. That's the other thing we struggle with is halftime adjustments. We come out on fire in the first half, but then in the second half, we've been kind of sputtering a little bit. So I think it's going to be up to Frank Reich, making sure he keeps a clear mind, a clear head, and keeping Phillip Rivers on his game.
I love it. Okay, well, unfortunately, the stupid audio had jumbled in the very beginning of this, but it's okay. I still heard you pretty okay. And audio has just been a pain in the freaking neck, man. And this last, but it's okay. You sounded great. And yeah, dude, I am all about that. Frank Reich for sure. I think right now that you could have said it. I couldn't have said it any better, man. That is 100% X Factor for you guys. Now let's go ahead and jump on in and dive into the weaknesses. What weaknesses do you see on those dang Bills? What weaknesses do you see that you feel that your Colts can exploit to win this thing?
I think there are some holes to be had in the defense. It's going to come down to, can we establish our run? I mean, it's playoff football. You got to be able to run the football. And we've been exceptional at that. Again, I hate to kind of backtrack to X factors, but Jonathan Taylor, rookie, coming up, breaking 1,000 yards, had 200 plus yards last game. Like, if we can establish the run, I think that is a weakness that we can definitely exploit on the Bills.
I think so, man. By the way, Terrence says, I'm a partial Colts fan for the playoffs for Phillip Rivers. He's a Charger fan, by the way, man. So
all right,
he's cheering them on. And Theo, it's Sunday, 2:54 a.m. in Japan. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow.
I must go back to my midnight work. Good luck to Colts. Good luck to Bills. How about that, man? We got fans all over the world, dude.
That's phenomenal.
We get it done, brother. We are your direct feed for all that is sports, man. So I'm just saying, you know.
I love it.
We do it, man, and glad to have you here today. Terrence is here in the chat room. Colts needs to run the ball. So, do you agree?
Hell yes. Yeah. In fact, the one of our best drafts we've ever had, we took him 6th overall, Quentin Nelson. He sports the hat. I wish I had it. It says, run the damn ball. Like, that has been the mantra of this team ever since he came on. So like I mentioned, man, we got Jonathan Taylor, you got Nyheim Hines. If they can get it going, I think we got a serious shot.
You know what, man? I love it. We have about 7 minutes from kickoff, so we're going to get up out of here in a few minutes, but I got to get into the game plan. You've already talked about it a bunch of times, but Justin, tell us, dude. Tell us, what is it today? I guess apparently run the damn ball is a big part of it, but tell us, Justin, what is it that your Colts must do? If you were a coach right now, what are you putting together? What must you guys do today? What is your game plan for those Colts to beat those Bills and to bring home a victory and go to the next round?
You got to establish the run, as I already mentioned, and that sets up everything else. Because if you can get everybody into the box, you know Philip's seen about every single coverage that there is to have. Just being ready for that, I think, is key. The fact that he has all of this playoff experience. I mean, back in the day when he was a Chargers quarterback, he took out my team one time. So I know that he has the capability to do it. So just giving him time, making sure the pocket is solid so that he can find those guys in the short crosses, running short screens. We don't need big chunk plays. I think if we just keep landing the body blows with the run game, the short crossing patterns, the short curl routes, T.Y. Hilton's got to show up today. Yeah. If he can make these just conservative plays, I think eventually he can start taking shots over the top after that. But making sure we stay committed to the run, because we got in trouble when we went away from that in games past where we thought we had to throw when Jonathan Taylor had been going off anyway. So stick to the run, but don't get greedy over the top either. Stay in the game plan the whole time. And then I think the defense is going to have to get at least 1 or 2 turnovers to really make it happen. Because, again, got to be honest, Josh Allen, that offense is really scary right now. It's because they've been putting up some major points on all these other teams. So keeping him contained, making sure we don't let anything get over the top, but also finding ways to create turnovers, taking the ball away. I think that's going to be the key. Whoever wins the turnover battle, I think they're going to have the edge.
I completely agree, dude. That is great stuff, man. I'm loving it. You got it down to a T. I'm loving the game plan, and you're right. Don't get too crazy. Run the ball, but you still got an arm back there too. Throw the damn thing. So I honestly think this is going to be a great game. Terrence is here in the chat room. The Colts the Colts should have been the AFC South champs, but the Colts didn't run the ball against the Steelers. I was so mad at that. I even picked the Colts to beat the Steelers. So quick comment on that, Justin. What do you think?
Well, that was a tale of two halves. I kind of mentioned it before where we came out on fire. We were absolutely dominating the game. It was like, oh, man, Pittsburgh, they just can't figure it out. And then halftime, like I mentioned before, we did not make the adjustments. They did. All of a sudden, Ben Roethlisberger got in a rhythm, and they started picking us apart. It was crazy. Now, I'm not going to get into the officials and all the bad calls that I thought happened because honestly, what he just mentioned in that chat is spot on. We got away from the run. We got away from the original game plan, and that hurt us. They started picking us apart when we just couldn't come back from it. I think we got 3 total. We only had a field goal in the whole second half when we scored a bunch in the first. So, yeah, we got to stick to the game plan. Basically, dance with, what's the phrase I'm trying to go? Dance with who brought you, You got to stick with the game plan and run it the whole time.
Dude, I couldn't agree, but I'm pumped up for this game, man. We're 4 minutes away from kickoff, so here's what we're going to do, man. Thank you so much for being on today's show. Give me a final score prediction if you'd like to give me one. What do you got for us today?
Oh, I'm going to say 27-24 Colts. 27-24 Colts.
Let's get it. Should be a good game, man. Dude, you've got a knack for this, man. Hey, we're looking for it right now. No joke. We're actually looking on IE Sports Radio to fill a position for an Indiana sports show. Dude, if you have the interest, man, I'll have to talk to you after the show because you've got a knack for this, dude. You do a good job.
I appreciate that, man. Hey, I'm here. I'm available. I'm here to support my team. So if you need somebody, let's talk.
Dude, that would be fun. Are you a Hoosier, by the way?
Oh, yeah. Born and raised. I've been here my whole life. I've been out to the West Coast. I've traveled a little bit, but this is my home.
Oh, my gosh. This is awesome. Ladies and gentlemen listening, we might have just found our new host over here for Indiana, man, our Indiana sports show. This guy over here, Justin's the real deal, man. Real quick, man, before you're out of here, I saved you a few minutes at the end. I love doing this. Tell us, man, about you. Where can these diehard Colts fans that are listening right now around the world, where can they find you on Twitter? Where can they find you? Tell us a little bit about the shirt you were telling about the jersey. You were telling us a little bit ago earlier, but the stupid sound was annoying. But tell us, man, a little bit about all that, where everybody can find you, and all the good stuff, man. Plug yourself.
So I appreciate that, by the way. I appreciate you having me on. This has been a lot of fun. I'm even more jacked up now because I've been able to hype up my Colts a little bit. But I've been a sports fan, and ever since I was a little kid. I owe that to my dad. He took me to Colts games when I was a little kid. He was a big IU fan, Indiana Hoosiers, and like I mentioned, Pacers. So anything Indiana ball, I'm about it. So I owe a lot of my sports fandom to him. He also was a big part of my musical path. I'm a big music nut. Obviously, I'm a drummer, so I'm a part of the Colts drum line, which I actually happened to start 15 years ago. I was actually one of the people who got it rolling, and it's been going now for some time. So if you are interested, I run a group called High Octane Entertainment. There's a bunch of guys who do the Colts drum line in that same group. We do Pacers games. We actually also perform out at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Indy 500. We do a whole bunch of stuff. So I just like the fact that I'm able to basically work for my favorite sports teams and be a musical performer at the same time. So if you search at High Octane _entertainment on Instagram, you'll find us there. We've got some YouTube videos up. You can check us out. Like I said, we do a lot of Pacers games, but like I said, a lot of us are in the Colts drum line too. So the fact that, like I said, that I'm able to do this is really a dream come true for me. So appreciate you having me on again, and much love, man.
Dude, you're living the dream, man. This is awesome. That is so cool. We get the coolest people on this show, and here we go again, dude. I would be honored to have you a part of the team, man, to host this show. That would be freaking. You do your thing. Look, trust me. I, as a former high school and college player, CCAA, NCAA Division III, and of course playing semi-pro now, dude, drumline, there's nothing like it. The hype from drumline when you're on the sideline or coming out of the tunnel, it's like the coolest feeling, man. So, dude, that is so freaking cool. Thank you for that. Colts fans, please give Justin a follow, man. Where can they find you on Twitter?
I think it's at High Octane _ENT. We had to shorten a little bit for Twitter. You can find me at Mad Drums, drums with a Z, and it's a double D, so MADDRUMZ. That's my Twitter handle. Mad Drums.
This is awesome, man. I'm already following him. Make sure you check him out, guys. He just might be the host of our new Indiana show. I'm excited for that. Terrence says one last comment. My mind has the Bills winning, but my heart has the Colts winning. Let's go, Rivers. Hashtag Colts up. Oh, my gosh. For the shoe, ladies and gentlemen. Hashtag for the shoe. Here we go, dude. I'm so excited for this game. I'm ready to rock and roll. We'll talk for sure after the show for a show coming up, man. After this, but enjoy the game, man. That was a lot of fun having you on. I don't care if it wasn't a primetime face-off. That was still a really fun interview. That was fun having you on the show.
Hey, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you too, man. Thanks for being a part of it. And that will be that, brother. So, hey, man, take care. God bless. Have a wonderful rest of your day, man. Hey, go Colts. Enjoy the game. And I'll talk to you soon, man. Take care.
Sounds good. You too. I appreciate it.
Anytime, man. Take care.
All right.
There we go. Justin, man. Awesome stream. I'm so glad to have this guy. He was, man, great stuff there. So, ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for today's show. I actually, man, as much as I right now want to jump on and take these Bills at the moment, it's going to be tough, but I got to go with those Colts too, man. That defense has been nasty. The defense has been so freaking nasty all year. I have been such a fan of how Allen has come about. This young man has done so many great things. Ladies and gentlemen, it is so hard for me to not pick those Bills because of what they've been able to do. 13-3 this year. They are such a mean, tough team. But ladies and gentlemen, there's something in this Colts team this year that's special. They fought through so much freaking adversity. I know what it's like to fight adversity personally. I know all of you do out there as well. And when you face adversity, sometimes it just brings out something more in you. You got a legend, in my opinion, a legend at quarterback. I don't care if he's not a quote-unquote Hall of Famer, how people may say. The guy has never had an offensive line for the Chargers and always made things happen. This Colts team is something special. I think today they're going to get it done. I'm going final score 21-14. The defenses are going to go at it, and the Colts find a way to win this thing on the road. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for today's show. I will see you in just a couple of hours to talk about those Los Angeles Rams taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Taryn and the Seahawks will be going head-to-head, 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern. I hope you're ready. With that said, y'all, I will see y'all at least a little bit. Until then, take care. And as always, God bless. Oh, by the way, sorry. Taryn says here, Bills 21-27. Well, great score there, brother. He's taking the Bills. We shall see how it goes, y'all. But with that said, y'all, I'll see y'all in just a bit. Until then, take care. And as always, God bless.